Hey guys, Gossip and Reactions Marie's Take. I want to do a follow-up on Herbo and South Side. Slam online over funny Marco interview. Comedian accuses rapper of breaking $30,000 watch. You know what, guys? When I reported that yesterday, I didn't know they had messed up his $30,000 watch. And let me tell you something. I am the kind of person, I watched everyone, if I can, if I have time, every stories that I can on YouTube, and I make my own conclusion. And in the middle of watching the interview, let's go back to in the beginning. It was with South Side, I believe, the young man that was sitting down. The interview was going well. He was being respectful. Everything was doing okay. Is when Herbo came out and he started to disrespect the young man, and Southside felt like it was okay for the disrespect to continue. Now, what I felt like Funny Marco should have done, put a stop on it. The minute they say something that was out of place, he should have stood up and say, man, look, I'm here to interview you. We can have fun, but you're not going to disrespect me. But the minute Herbo came out, it was all break loose. Everything went south. This young man coming out, disrespecting Funny Marco. But I didn't know they took it that far, as if to broke his $30,000 watch. They would have had to pay it back, replace it, buy a new one, something. Let me tell you something. I was watching Hood Educated. This man also is one of the YouTubers I constantly watch. His point of view on something, on things in life, is really way different than anybody else could put it together. I want to give another shout out to him. I give shout out to O'Shea, Do Jackson in Africa. I give, shout out to different people that make sense. You don't have to make it make sense. The way they explain it to you, you see something there. And when he was explaining it today, and I realized I felt the same way this man feels right now. And I felt like it was a total disrespect to come to somebody's set to talk about their medical condition. When Funny Marco said, yeah, I already contacted doctor about my skin condition, I thought that was it. Okay. He acknowledged there was a problem, or there was a discomfort about his skin condition. But for you to keep on throwing it at him, to bullying him like that, it was just a misfortune. It was a total disrespect. And Hood Educated say something, I agree with him 100%. This little young lady, the little white girl, Bobby, I believe they call her, that was interviewing Offset. She didn't even have a clue who Offset was. I mean, for future reference, if you are going to interview somebody, anybody, you would have to go do some research, some due diligence, just like the crypto market, before you interview this person. At least have some kind of, who is this guy, what he's been doing, what is his career, what is his background, before you interview him. So it was looking really crazy when Offset asked her, like, what I do for a living or who am I. The young lady could not give a thing. So again, if those two fools were to go to Bobby, the white little young girl, because I have seen Shaquille O'Neal, I have seen, I believe, Drake, I've seen a lot of rappers go on her, set. She's interviewing them, and people have fun, having great time. Again, if those two fools were to be invited in her set, they would have treated her with respect and dignity. And for them to treat our own brother like that, it was really painful for me to watch the whole thing. When it gets to the middle, I'm the kind of person, when I am watching something, I give that thing more or less 2 to 5 minutes to see if I'm wasting my time or if I can learn something from whatever's being talked about. But in this situation, in the middle of the story, I felt like, man, these two fools are being completely disrespectful to Funny Marco. let me turn it off or switch to something else. But I said, you know what? I'm going to do a story on that. Let me finish watching the whole thing to see how it ended. So at least I would have some common sense. At least I would have an idea how they treated this man from the beginning to end. What surprises me the most, I didn't know they broke his watch that cost $30,000. And since they have so much money, because the G Herbo came with about $18,000. I mean, we're still doing that these days. We still come around with $20,000, $30,000, $50,000 going around. Oh my God. The way I really feel about these two fools is really, really unfortunate they treat our brother like that. Again, I explained it yesterday how I felt, how disgusted I was, and how Hood Educated explains it. I have no respect for these two fools, and they only do that to Funny Marco. I don't know if they had anything against them. That could not be a joke. That could not be a prank, because the disrespect started and ended. And what's wrong with young rich black man always going places with a bunch of fools behind them to make the problem worse? Because you have these fools not doing anything, living on your dimes, pushing you to do something dumb and disgusting and ridiculous so it could go viral. Everybody looking for a viral moment. You know? What happened to respect somebody's space, respect somebody's dignity, respect somebody's take, respect somebody's... Like, come on. He invited you in his set. And how you would pay him back is to mistreat him, disrespected him, point out his flaws, point out... Come on, man. Come on. I think we can do better. Just because we have a few dollars doesn't mean we cannot respect people, respect human beings. And it was really a misfortune for me to witness how they were stepping on this young man. You know, how they were stepping on him as if he was nothing. And another thing we've always noticing in the black community, light-skinned black people, for some reason, always feel like they have a hedge up when it comes to darker skinned people. I am not sure why. Just like during slavery, light skin will work inside a house, dark skin in the cotton field. I feel like these days people still have that concept in their mind. Well, okay, if you darker skin, I can do whatever I want to you, say whatever I want to you. It would not make you feel a certain way because I have the upper head up front, or I have the go ahead to disrespect you. I don't think it should be like that. And how do we expect other people to respect us when we ourselves are being disrespectful to each other? Like, come on. How do we expect white, Asian, Hispanic, how do we expect them to respect Funny Marco when you, as a brother, go there disrespect them in that level? You know? Come on, man. Anyhow, let me see if I can finish up the story. I'm still disgusted about the whole thing. I don't know how Funny Marco was able to compose himself the whole way. Listen to their crap. And another thing I said yesterday in my other video, do not serve food like that alcohol. It makes it worse. I believe G Herbo keep on asking for more alcohol because he was having so much fun disrespecting Funny Marco, and they keep on giving him more alcohol, making the matter worse. You know, I just don't get it. I just don't get it. How can you give a fool like that alcohol disrespecting you on your set? You know? Funny Marco revealed he's upset over a recent interview with G Herbo and South Side, where they call him a B and broke his $30,000 watch. The rappers were guests on the latest episode of the comedian's podcast Open Thoughts, which aired earlier this week, October 15. However, after watching the episode, viewers were left outraged over the guest treatment of their host. I was outraged watching it, you know. You can't do that. We cannot do that to each other and expect everyone else to respect our people, you know? And one clip circulating online, G Herbo repeatedly tells Funny Marco to shut the F up when the podcast point out his guests are talking amongst themselves. F, Goofy, Herbo added. Herbo was the worst one out of out of the two of them. For some reason, he felt like, I'm coming for you. Yeah, you're doing okay. You have a lot of viewers or subscribers or followers or I don't know what is it. But he came for Funny Marco. Like, he was ready to put this man down, degraded him, disrespecting him on his skin condition. And it's not right. It's not right. It is not right. And I hope he can give him a public apology. And this is what I compare G Herbo South Side disrespect to Funny Marco, just like Chris Rock and Will Smith. Will Smith would not dare go to hit Johnson The Rock, Shannon Sharp. We have some other big brothers out there that would knock, Will Smith down. And I felt like because Funny Marco seems to be a little on the soft side. I don't want to disrespect him. He's not soft at all. He's a man. I don't know him at all. Much respect and love to him for the way he composed himself during the whole foolishness with these two fools. I have no respect for. And I felt like, okay, Will Smith slapped Chris Rock because of the way he looked. He looks like Pookie from the New Jack City, weak. But you know what? I have to give it to him. When Will Smith slapped him, he did not budge. He did not, fall down. He stood like a man and he took it. And I strongly feels like if Chris Rock did not have mommy and daddy growing up in the house, no better not to make another fool out of himself in front of all these white people watching, he could have done something. But I'm glad it went the way it went. Until today, Will Smith will have to pay for what he did. So I also feel like G Herbo took advantage of how Funny Marco look, his size, his composure. They might think he's a weak guy, and I would sue them to pay his $30,000 watch back. You don't disrespect our brother like that. You don't disrespect somebody like that. You don't disrespect a human being like that just because of the way they look. It is disgusting. It is outrageous. And I feel like they only did that to him because of the way he looked, thinking he is weak. He cannot fight them back. If it was some real gangster like Busta Rhymes, Tupac, good looking brother, I see why Jada fall in love with him, even though he never really feels like that about Jada. Jada is delusional, y'all. Y'all know that? I'm going to put that to rest. Anyhow, that's why I feel like they disrespect Funny Marco like that. And I'm really disappointed in the way they treated him. And hopefully these fools can learn. And one thing about us black people, I don't care. When I say black people, I am from the Caribbean. I've lived here for 30 years plus. I have seen a lot of stuff. When I say black people, I am including myself. Don't you think I'm excluding myself in any kind of way? The only thing I see here in America when it comes to the black community, we like to show off. We like to let people know we are around, we have money, we're doing better than you. And it's not fair. I don't care how much money you have. I don't care how popular you are. I don't care how many followers you have. At the end of the day, when it comes to a human being, you need to respect each other. Okay? Marco acknowledged the Black Flash and shared his upset over how the interview went down. I understand a lot of y'all mad about the interview he wrote on Facebook. I was upset while it was going on, but I understand I got a job to do. And one thing about me, I respect people on my show. And I saw that. I said, oh my God, how can he compose himself like that? How can he continue with this disrespect? And it gets to a point Them two fools, Southside and G Herbo, was interviewing, talking to themselves. Ignore the man on his own set. Crap like that only happen in black people things, and I'm gonna say that over and over. You don't see that in Hispanic. You don't see that in Asian. You don't see that in European people. It's us that have no respect towards each other because we start having a little money. He also explained, I didn't want to match their energy and intends to just learn from that episode and move on. And move on from it, brother. And next time, do not give them alcohol. It's not worth it. Do not invite somebody to your set to disrespect you that way, talking about the way you look, how ugly you are, that they don't care for you. Like, it's not worth it. Again, I'm glad he was the bigger person. I'm glad he composed himself the way he did. But at the end of the day, us black people need to do better. We can do better. Just because we have a little bit of money don't mean we cannot respect each other. A commentator suggested G Herbo and Southside were just going with your vibe. But Funny Marco disagree. Nah, they broke my $30,000 watch and calling me a B. He replied, I don't talk to people like that. And I could see it. He's a very well-mannered person. He looked at them like, okay, you want to take the show, take it over. But G Herbo and Southside, what a foolish move. You have thousands, if not millions of people will be watching you disrespecting a brother like that. And it's not right. It's not right. Subscribe and let me know how you feel. Bye.